You are looking for nepotism. You don't need to go far. This government, APC government, starting from Buhari, they are full of that. Nepo na their name. In Nigeria today, our president is Yoruba. Our Chief Justice of the Federation is Yoruba. EFCC chairman is Yoruba. DSS is Yoruba. Attorney General of the Federation is Yoruba. Chief of Army Staff is Yoruba. Even the people that handles our account, Kadoso, is Yoruba. Even FRS is Yoruba. Even INEC is Yoruba. You know their agenda is to save, to keep themselves safe in power by their tribesmen. Nothing else. Look at IGP. IGP, we have Frank Mba there. Frank Mba is 52 years old. He's a super cop. He's a DIG. What is wrong with you saying, Frank Mba, go? You are now our new IGP. But no, he went back to his states in Lagos to pick IGP. And you will sit down there and say opposition are not trying. How can opposition try when now all your tribesmen, now them they power, now them they control things? This is nepotism. You city boy, you are in Imo, jumping up and down like a bugger. But you forget that even your brothers in positions, they don't put them there. Continue to jump like frog. Anyway, government of nepotism think we have what they call federal character. Apply it. No be only your tribesmen good position fit.
Igbo people, una sorry. I know why I say una sorry. It's unfortunate that all these things are happening and everybody is keeping silent. Does it mean that an Igbo man is not qualified to be the Inspector General of Police in Nigeria? This is a broad day robbery, if I'm not mistaken. What is wrong if an Igbo man attend to be the Inspector of Police in Nigeria? Frank Mba, who's supposed to, as the most senior police officer, to attend to that position, he was dropped, and his junior was promoted to occupy the post. City Boys movement, let another watch. Ohanezes, the deaf and dumb Ohanezes, you people should be clapping for yourself. Where all this kind of tribalism and nepotism is happening to your people. It's unfortunate. But one thing is, whatever a man sow, that man must surely repeat. That's the only message I have for anybody that are treating this particular tribe, giving them this kind of treatment. God will judge. That's the only message I have for you people.
Anybody that doesn't learn from history will continue to be a fool forever. Yes, the likes of Atoeze, the likes of Obi Kubana, the likes of Chief Kubana priests, those that doesn't learn from history will continue to be deceived. Recently, the IG of police was hired. And guess what? The next person in line that has to take the position of the IG is an Igbo man by name Frank Mba. By name Frank Mba, we all knew the competency of Frank Mba. But guess what? He was forcefully retired. Look at it here. Tinubu administration retired Frank Mba because of what? Answer the question. He is an Igbo man. Igbos are not supposed to be IG of police. But this is the same government. After they went to church and bribed the priest there, gave them 100 million to vote Tinubu, that Tinubu is going to give leadership to the Igbos. This was the same statement after they made during the time of Buhari. When they have now cornered people for their own pocket, they will be deceiving the masses. That is the reason somebody like Atoeze is not influential in the Igbo land the way Dangote is in the northern parts of the country. A lot of youth don't know who Atoeze is, despite his richness, despite his wealth. Many Igbo youths don't know him and they don't recognize him. Because of what? Because of the deceit. They always deceive the Igbos for their own enrichment. This same Atoeze that came out to say people to vote Tinubu, giving them money, bribing them in the church. Are you aware now that Frank Mba, an Igbo man that's supposed to be the IG of police, is being forcefully retired? And a Yoruba man that will go on pension in the next 2 months has been taken to replace the current IG that left. And this is the people you guys are saying they will give leadership to the Igbos, deceiving the Igbos, deceiving the gullible ones to believe in your agenda of enriching your pockets. The way Obi Kubana and his likes are now trying to deceive other people. There is a video of Eaglet that I watched. That guy that live in London. A video he made, how Obi Kubana deceived people during his 50th birthday by bringing keke, showing them keke, and people were donating for him, but he never distributed that keke. If you want to go to Eaglet's page to listen to that video, this particular video here, these same people are the people deceiving Igbos. In your own eyes, you are seeing what they are doing to the Igbo origin. Frank Mba is the next person in line to be the IG of police. But now Tinubu retired him and picked a junior officer to replace this IG. And you people are deceiving yourself that this administration meant well for you. Now, he has said he is going to give 50,000 scholarship to the Easterners. Reject that. Reject it. Reject it. Because it's not meant well for the Igbos. He is just looking for our votes, which he will never get. Even if Obi is not in the bylaws, which I know he will be, but in the other way around, maybe he's not. Tinubu cannot get any vote from the Easterners. He cannot. If Tinubu loved the Igbos, why did he give us only 2 ministers? 2. Before his administration, if the Easterners had 4 ministers, but under Tinubu, only 2. Only 2 ministers. And now the turn of the Igbos to be an IG of police. Tinubu retired him forcefully and replaced with another Yoruba man. When we are saying that this administration is administration of the Yorubas, it's like we don't know what we are talking. From A to Z, the positions that are well known in the society are being occupied by Yorubas. Call it Federal Republic of Yorubas and let us know. So my Igbo brothers, don't be deceived by the likes of Obi Kubana chief and Obi Kubana. Don't be deceived by them because they have collected their own share. Their pockets are full with illicit money. Their pockets are full. And they want to deceive the gullible ones in order to get your vote. Reject what you reject because they don't meant good for you. If they meant good for you, your brother could have been the IG of police now. But no. An Igbo man can never be an IG of police, but they will get vote from the Easterners. Who said that? And they are trying to lure you people to deceive you with the likes of Kubana chief priest and Zenko and the rest of them. They are enriching themselves. They are not for you. Easterners, be wise. Be.
So you should have heard that there is a new acting Inspector General of Police in the person of Tunde Disu. Tunde Disu was appointed as IGP to replacing Kayode Egbetokun. Kayode Egbetokun was now submerged in a lot of mess and scandal. I hear they are reporting that 100 million naira was mistakenly paid into his son's account from Anambra State. He was caught on camera with a now being investigated Prince of Dubai, fraudster, and a whole lot of that. And plus the fact that his policing system ran one of the most unreform-like, on civil. We were back to the days of police brutality, and Kayode never cared, and it was almost like a tool in the hands of politicians and political actors. So good riddance to bad rubbish anyway. But Tunde Disu's appointment was a shocker, because I spoke with a stakeholder in the policing system in Nigeria, and I now realized why we don't have quality policing as a regular day-to-day activity. We have flashes and sparkles of it once in a while, but we'll return to normal. Tunde Disu, for example, is a very tough, operationally tough, that's the word that was used for him, guy. But he was an AIG, and he was promoted to being AIG as recent as 2025. Why Frank Mba, for example, I don't want to be tribalistic here, about 6 persons have to retire. 6 senior officers, senior to Tunde Disu, has to retire, and it's not the first time, so that we don't make it sound as if it's the first time. Kayode Egbetokun also had some persons retired to make him IGP, but it looks like Bola Tinubu was incubating Tunde Disu to take over from Kayode. That was why the unexplained extension of Kayode Egbetokun's term as IGP. But when I got into conversation with this stakeholder, I felt really bad looking at all of the things. For example, Frank Mba has been joined the police through the cadet system as a cadet officer, and he's been inspector all through. I'll just read a few. He was promoted to ASP, and then he was promoted to DSP in 2003, and he was also promoted to SP 2008, Chief Superintendent of Police CSP 2012, Assistant Commissioner of Police 2014, Deputy Commissioner of Police 2018, Commissioner of Police in 2020, and in 2023 he was decorated as AIG. So you see steady progress of all of the years, and he's reform oriented, someone that is known by the UN, the African Union. He's been spokesperson for the force 2 or 3 times. He's led the African United Nations missions to Liberia sometime in 2006 or 2007. So distinguished fellow, someone that Nigerians thought would have a chance to be IGP, and because of his media savvy, reform oriented, he's someone that likes to see police be presented in a proper way and all of that. But of course, the fact is, what I got today is that leadership in the police force in Nigeria is usually not about merit or what is needed at the time. It is loyalty to the president in power. And you can tell, again, like I said, in case you want to be biased, I had mentioned here that comparing both of them, comparing Frank Mba and Tunde Disu, you will see that Frank is media savvy, has got more honors, more awards, he's reform oriented, he's gone through ranks, he's done a lot of international, and he's been very vocal, a lot of international cooperations on behalf of Nigeria and the police force, and he's somebody that that looks like what most of the officers were expecting to get there. Of course, the place they are in, they don't have a right to decide who to, but they can fancy. Tunde is more operationally tough, because of course he's head the first CID. He's also headed the RRS, the rapid response units, or squad of the Lagos State Police Command. Of course, he was there during the NSAS. I remember where it was reported that he brought medical, blah blah blah, and all of that. So it looks like it is the president's choice and loyalty to the president and who the president can operationally control to getting things done. Again, is the president's choice. It's the police force. You don't want to put in somebody that you cannot control. But it's also dangerous because at some point you are realizing now that it's not really about merit. No wonder these guys get there and they do anything that they can. They become financially induced into making money because nothing is sure. Nothing is sure. In other clans, this will just be an easy passage. I'm not saying that it's perfect everywhere, but how was Frank Mba not? Did Nigeria put to Frank Mba, or it is what it is, right? I thought, because I look at Frank and young man, about 55 years old. Today is about 59 years old, and a lot of people are already playing the ethnic cards and all of the, Anigboma has been subject, marginalization. I don't know about that. You guys can tell, but I'm just considering all of the things I know about these guys. And again, of course, you know that I'm a police child. I've followed the police force very religiously for a while. And I know a few things beyond all of the things that are public knowledge. And disappointing not to see Frank being IG. Somebody I wanted to see become IG. I had followed him, I've listened to him, and I was expecting certain kind of reforms. Especially, yes, I understand that we have a very tough security situation, which may favor Tunde, and his loyalty to the president can also give him rise. But the elections are forthcoming, so the president will always pick somebody that will be loyal to him. But Frank was reform-minded. Maybe Frank would have been able to stop a lot of nonsense during the election. I'm out of here, Jerry.
Good morning, everyone. Between Tunji Disu and Frank Mba, well, we are just speculating. The president has made his decision. The new Inspector General of Police is Tunji Disu. You know, people have always believed that there's a sprinkle of loop-sided nepotism in the appointment. So personally, I would have preferred somebody like Frank Mba. Personally, I've fallen in love with him from the days when he was the police PRO. So, and I can, from my own view and from little reports, is one of the finest police officers we have in Nigeria. However, Tunji Disu was not just appointed based on his tribe. His records are also there, and the records are also speaking for him. So it's not just based on nepotism. I was just saying that based on federal character, balancing federal character, the president should have also considered Frank Mba, because now Frank Mba has to, of course, resign his appointment. I think that's the policy in the police hierarchy. So when somebody of the same cadre or somebody junior is placed above you, you have to resign, especially at that topmost position. So the decision, maybe the president has to defend that the presidency has made their choice. But I want to assure you that Tunji Disu is also a top man for the job, and according to reports, according to records, according to his performance in the past offices he has held. So the decision is beyond nepotism alone. Don't forget, I said personally I would have preferred Frank Mba. I believe he's one of the finest police officers we have in Nigeria, who I have always prayed that one day will become the Inspector General of Police. But maybe destiny did not have it.
Good day to our viewers all over the world, and welcome back to Local Journal. I can see that a whole lot of people are trying to defend the indefensible action of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in appointing Tunji Disu as the IG over Frank Mba, who is supposed to be the person ideally to ascend that position. A Yoruba man just left, Kayode Egbetokun. He just left the position as the IG, and the next in line was actually supposed to be an Igbo man, Frank Mba, who has been in the position of a DIG. But instead of appointing this man, Tinubu went further to appoint an AIG, Tunde Disu, as the acting IG of Nigeria. Does it make any sense? We are calling for unity, we are calling for one Nigeria, yet This whole injustice against the Igbo people is glaring and it's deepening every day. How do you want these people to be happy if there is no sense of unity, or if there is no sense of justice in this country for them? You want them just to be in the country just to play second fiddle? These people contribute a whole lot to the economy of this country more than every other tribes in this country. And it's obvious, it's glaringly clear that these people are doing a whole lot for the country. Does it mean that they are only needed when it comes to making the economy of this country better? And this is the reason why they keep on clamoring for their own country, because Nigeria is not a just country. Nigeria is not a country that rewards excellence. This man called Frank Mba, I've never had any encounter with him, but from the reviews we've had about this man, this man is one of the finest policemen we have in this country, and he's gotten to that top echelon of where he is supposed to be come the next IG. I know that the whole thing playing down here is tribalism. If not for anything, just put my tribesman there so that I can tour him around and do whatever I want to do in this country. And we can see what is happening. People will come and defend and say fate happened. It's nothing about fate, because if you look at some of the agencies Isaac Fayose stated, they are all headed by Yoruba people. Does it mean that it's only Yoruba people that are working in those agencies, or does it mean that it's only the Yorubas that are at the top in those agencies, or they are the most intelligent in those agencies? It can never be like that. We have other Nigerians doing well in those agencies, but because of the tribalism of this administration, which it has inherited from the past president, late president Muhammadu Buhari, I think there is no way anything is going to change in this administration. So they've continued in that pattern of tribalism, favoritism against other people in this country. A country that you people want to unite. That's the same country you are fanning an ember of division day by day, by your words, by your appointment, and by your body language. How do you think that this country can unite together as one when we are not even one in terms of administrative duties and appointment? When federal character cannot be respected. If a Yoruba man was an IG and he has left, then you should look for another tribe. Even if you don't want to give an Igbo man, look for another tribes amongst that rank that are not at the same tribe with a Yoruba man. Why must it be another Yoruba man? And why is Frank Mba not even considered? What is his own crime? He's a fine policeman. He's a gentle policeman. He knows what it takes to become a good policeman, and he's been doing discharging his duties very well. But of course, we know this government, the APC administration, don't reward excellence. Rather, they reward mediocrity, they reward sycophancy, and they reward they are so entrenched into what we call tribalism to know when they are supposed to stop and when they are supposed to continue. Well, this whole thing is further dividing this country, and I bet you there is no way this country will stand as one with the crops of current leaders we have in this country, because they don't mean well for this country. Rather, they have this joy, they derive this pleasure in further dividing Nigerians and ensuring that they stay afloat at the top and the high echelon of power. This is my opinion. Drop what you think about this in the comment section, and if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.